You were driving a car which collided with the police vehicle. You got out of that vehicle and, having glanced at the collision and the damage to the police vehicle, you began to run away. Constable Gary Cowan managed to get out of his damaged vehicle to carry out his normal duties to investigate the road traffic accident and to speak to you. As soon as you saw him do that, you didn't continue to run away, but you returned to your car, opened the rear door, and from the rear of the car removed a chainsaw. You removed it from the bag in which it was contained. You removed the guardrail on the chain. You started it up and roared the engine of the chainsaw. As you did so, you shouted, in English, an abusive remark about the police. PC Cowan, on seeing and hearing this, was compelled to try and escape from you and ran off. You then sprinted after him, all the while roaring the engine of the chainsaw and holding it out in front of you, shouting abusive remarks about the police over and over. In the trial, PC Cowan explained to the jury that he was terrified and thought if he did not get away from you, you were going to chop off his limbs and that you were going to kill him. You chased this officer in this awful and terrifying way over some significant distance down the roadway of a busy public road. At some point, you gave up your attack upon PC Cowan and stopped running and put down the chainsaw, which was thrown out of your reach by another member of the public. You were then subdued and arrested by PC Cowan, and the officers who'd been initially present in Baclivey Road, together with many others who arrived to assist one of their colleagues in such a dangerous situation. Your behaviour caused significant harm, but the potential was even worse. In the end, the police officer was not seriously injured, but the impact upon him and his colleagues must have been enormous, where PC Cowan was convinced that you were going to kill him. Other officers coming to his assistance were also faced with that situation, as were members of the public confronted by your outrageous behaviour. If PC Cowan had not been able to run fast enough, or if he had stumbled and fallen as he ran away from you, the scene could have been one of carnage. In imposing sentence, the court recognises and acknowledges that police officers have a wide range of duties and responsibilities. And in this case, having carried out more routine but nevertheless important tasks, they were confronted with an act of horrific violence. The court must have regard to the public service provided by police officers who daily put themselves in positions of danger, even if they have no warning that such a situation will arise. I'm satisfied that for all of the reasons I have sought to explain, I must impose upon you a very significant penalty. And accordingly, I impose upon you a sentence of 10 years imprisonment to date from the 7th of May 2024, when you were remanded in custody.
Yeah, so officers carry out a really important role in the community to keep the community safe and provide that frontline mechanism to protect them from instances and criminality such as this. It's very positive for us to have this strong message, and obviously Kastrati will now have to deal with the consequences of his actions. The sentence itself is a matter for the court, but from our perspective, officer safety is an absolute priority, and so we're really pleased that it's been taken seriously in this instance. Well, clearly this incident at the time and subsequently has had quite a big impact on officers here and throughout the country. It was heard over the radio, it was witnessed firsthand, and these are things that we need to consider in terms of our welfare package, to provide reassurance, to provide the proper equipment and the proper training for officers to be able to dynamically assess these situations and keep themselves safe. Well, clearly, as I said, Kastrati will now need to face the consequences of his actions. Violence such as this against our officers is not tolerated, and hopefully that provides this message.
What's the mental state of the officer? Because obviously it's a harrowing experience.
Very harrowing experience, and my thoughts remain with the officer just now. He is doing well. He is receiving all the support and that we can provide within the organisation and out with as well.
Is he back at work?
The officer is back at work, yes.
How has that affected his ability to do his job?
So at the moment, it's yet to be seen. Sorry, I should actually say this officer is on maternity leave or paternity leave, so it's difficult for us to answer that at the moment. But as I say, all the support is in place for us to be able to assist him to get back to those operational duties. So this kind of incident has quite a significant impact on the officers involved and those within Police Scotland more widely as well. We have our support mechanisms and our welfare mechanisms in place to be able to communicate and support each of the individual officers that were involved, but also more widely as a community. This level of violence towards officers within Police Scotland is not tolerated, and this demonstrates that fact.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.